Hey, hey, hey. Who do we got in the house? Give yourself a shout out. Well, it's been a while since I've been on. I haven't really been feeling the greatest. Um, I've had stomach troubles. I've had migraines like crazy. Feeling like my bones are all busting up on me. It's just been horrible. So that's why I haven't been on for a while. But I'm back to half decent and back to being at business again. Let's go business as usual. Oh, Nightbot finally dropped Caboose's channel. Yeah, it only works when the stream is live. So you, you gotta wait until stream is live to hit the 949. So hey John, hey, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I was just saying I haven't been feeling the greatest lately. I'm feeling like all my bones are exploding, migraines like crazy, stomach problems, just everything's going wrong all at once. And then you know that chocolate hamburger that I got? Well, I was showing it to somebody, and I went to go put it back in the fridge, and I stubbed my toe, and I dropped it, and as soon as that box hit the floor, the hamburger inside blew up like a light bulb. Just went. Pop. So it's slowly going down the hatch. But let me tell you, those two yellow candies on the front end of that thing, man. Oh, buddy, let me tell you something. Those were the two most sour things I have ever stuck in my mouth. I didn't break it on purpose. I stubbed my toe and I dropped it, and it landed on like the box landed a weird way on the ground or on the floor, and the I guess the shock of it just went. Hey Lee, how you doing? Big time beer time, huh? Well, for me it's coffee time. Yep. Um. Haven't seen you here before, Lee. Did you get a chance to hit the like, share, and subscribe, and get this loaded out to a bunch of people? So I hear we can have a load of fun. Oh, hey, right on. Nice to see you in here. Thanks for coming. Yeah, yeah. Yesterday, yeah, we had a lot of fun yesterday. Yeah. Well, let's kick this off with some. Oh, great. Okay. I got a buddy of mine. I told him I was on my live stream. So what's he do? He messages me. People just don't listen. Just like that guy last night. Man, I tell you, he was getting on a nerve. Like the most intelligent people listen for the facts. And that's how they become the most intelligent people because they learn. If all you're going to do is, talk over people, you're not going to learn anything. Like what was it we were talking about yesterday about math? And I was like, all my life, for as long as I've lived, and I'm 50, I'll be 52 years old this year. As long as I've lived, a bigger number meant it was better. And then all of a sudden, now in this game, a bigger number doesn't necessarily mean it's better. So, it's something that I've got to, wrap my head around. And right away he busts in, "Oh, no, 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 that doesn't mean." I'm like, you got to listen to what people are saying, man. Because if you don't listen, you're never going to learn. And he was always looking at stuff through his, people. That's another thing I find funny is people always look at stuff through their own situation. Like they'll say, well, $100, that's nothing. That's a piece of cake. Yeah, to a person who's making $1,000 a week, that's nothing. That's 10%. But to a person who's on a disability income or a pension, who's only making like 600-700 bucks, and they got to stretch that for the whole month, that $100 means a lot. It just got a whole lot bigger to that person. Yeah, he can. I was like, oh, and then he likes to shout for some reason. I'm like, no, man, freaking. But I wonder why I'm getting a freaking earache. Three kinds of people in the world: smart, dumb, and plant food. Uh, like, granted, when I used to work, when I get a job, the very first little while, first about year, I try to make everybody believe that I need to be watered twice a day, otherwise I can't breathe properly. And I do that for a reason. I do it so that nobody will take advantage of what I know how to do, and I know how to do a lot. Like if the world were to drop the bombs and I survived, I could rebuild my life faster than almost anybody. Hey man, Matt Montano. New fan, huh? Right on. Cool. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with all your, tell your mother, tell your brother, tell your father, tell your sons. Get the word out there. Yeah, like I don't like when people try to use other people for what they know how to do and just to get shit done for themselves for free. That's like no, 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 no. So when I used to start a new job, I used to make everybody that was working there believe, and I was pretty successful at it, that I needed to be watered twice a day, and otherwise I would not be able to breathe properly. And so that's that's how I got away with not doing a lot of stuff for people. And all of a sudden, they start talking about stuff, and I'd accidentally, break my cover. And no, no, you don't want to do it that way. Do it this way. It's a whole lot easier. But and then all of a sudden, next thing I know, everybody's looking at me for, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? Well, this is how you do it. This is how you do that. I'm not saying I know how to do everything, but I have done a lot of things that people do on a regular basis. Hey, Sam. Yeah, everybody let Sam know what kind of gloves you got at your house. I'm thinking about buying some of them Freddy Krueger gloves. Just go, these are my gloves. Edward Scissorhands or something like that, eh? Yep. No, you don't get your gloves unless it's really going to get sticky. But no, yeah, like I said before, I really haven't been feeling the greatest lately. I've been up and down like a damn zipper. My bones have been feeling like they've been breaking. It's just been a total nightmare with all these freaking migraines I've been getting lately. And it's basically due to the weather going up and down like a damn zipper. So, like it is what it is. That's what, makes me me, I guess. But yeah, let's what was I gonna I had something I wanted to talk about. I was thinking about it earlier today. That's that's just part of what makes me me, bud. You know, I've been dealing with migraines, like constant migraines, for about the last 15 years. And, like, it's just something that's the reason why I have to wear dark glasses. Like, my eyes are really super sensitive to light. And if the wrong kind of light gets in my eyes, then I could actually fall down, have a seizure, and possibly swallow my tongue and die from it. And, we don't want that to happen. So, the doctor said, yep, yeah, you've had enough of work. He wrote me off work and said, have fun. Yeah, it sucks. Like, put it this way here. Tell her to keep a really big jar of fucking peanut butter nearby. Because if she's not allergic to peanut butter or peanuts, when she starts having a little bit of a migraine, tell her to take 2 Tylenol and a scoop of peanut butter. And about 20, 30 minutes later, that'll start mellowing out again. At least that's what works for me. I try to do that, but you know, the boss isn't just going to let you walk up to the line going, "Where can I put this?" You know, I need I need an extra big cup holder for this. I think that would be funny though. Look on his face, huh? And then when he starts being a real asshole, you're pulling up with a 5-gallon bucket of peanut butter. You've been an asshole lately. You pull up with a 5-gallon bucket and a little gardening trough. I think that would make for a good picture. How bad is my day? But no, I just the biggest problem was when I started going through all this. The place I was working at didn't want nothing to do with it. Didn't want to deal with it at all. And we had a call-in line at work. And what you had to do is if you were going to be late or be absent from work, you had to call in this call-in line, and they give you a confirmation number, and then you go to the doctor, you get your note, and whatever. So one time, I was having troubles with medication. The doctor was giving me like trying different kinds of medication on me, and he says, he tried like some kind of morphine. He tried some kind of this, and after about the sixth or seventh pill, I was like, dude, when are we gonna find what's gonna work? Like, geez. He goes, the next thing I want to try is I want to try the wafer. I started laughing. I'm like, really? You want me to eat fucking cookies while I'm having a migraine? Are you serious? Why don't you just hand me a freaking handful of raw popcorn? Sit there. Oh, I can feel the pain going away now. I got broken teeth, but I can feel the pain going away now. So he starts laughing. He's like, no, 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 no. The wafer is a loosely packed pill. As soon as it hits your tongue and gets a little moisture on it, it just disappears and goes into your system. I was like, oh, okay. So he gives me these things, and sure enough, a couple days later, I had a stinging migraine. Like it felt like somebody had claws, and they're just peeling my head open. Hey, hey, Wang, how you doing? How you doing, Rowena? Yeah, a couple of days later, it felt like somebody was just peeling my head right open, trying to find out what was on my mind by looking at it. And so I take this Max Alt pill, and that's what the wafer was this Max Alt pill, and it was about I don't know about a half an hour after I got home from work from a midnight shift. So that's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I I take this pill. 2 o'clock in the morning, I finally wake up. And I look at the clock and I'm thinking, oh, 2 o'clock now. That was a pretty good sleep. Now I looked outside and it was dark and I was like, oh shit. I missed it. I missed work. I didn't even get to call in time. So immediately I grabbed the phone. I dial the call in line, and the lady's like, "Hello, this is call in line. Are you late or absent?" Both. And she goes, "Well, you can't be both." I says, "Well, I'm late calling in absent." She says, like I told her the whole situation about the medication knocking me out, and I was like, I just woke up, from 8 o'clock this morning or 8 o'clock, yesterday morning till now. I says, there's no way and no reason, I'd be able to make it for any more than 3 hours this afternoon or for the end of my shift. So it may as well not even go. So the next day I get to work and, you know, I'm sitting there and I gave that medication back to the doctor. I was like, this is not for migraines. This is for insomnia. Just give that to somebody who's having trouble sleeping, because that's what it did for me. It knocked me out. One minute I was like, oh, yeah, I can go for a nap. Next minute it was like, you know, almost 24 hours later. Yeah, I was like, wow. But yeah, and then he had other medications that basically turned my digestive system into a waterwork, and I was constantly on the John. Like it was just like for the longest time, it felt like I was just like some kind of medical experiment. So after a while, they said, "Nah, you're done." I'm like, "All right, whatever. Let's see what we can do about it." But when I'm not feeling well is when I lose my sense of humor. When I've got nothing funny to say, I'm either pissed off to the point where I am seeing nothing but red and ready to grab somebody, or B, I am just not feeling the greatest. And like I was, I had to get a surgery done on my wrist back when I was about 19. I had a ganglion cyst that locked my wrist up like this. I could not move my wrist, my hand, my fingers, or nothing. My hand was locked like that. And so doctor says, yeah, we're gonna have to cut that out. So he never told me to do any pre-surgery stuff. And when I get to the hospital, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna, lay there, and they're gonna put my arm to sleep. They're gonna cut this thing out of there, and then I'll be on my way. No, they were gonna put me out completely. And this is when I found out that it takes a lot of anesthesia to knock me out because they gave me enough to knock an elephant over. And I woke up 2 hours later. And they're like, you're not supposed to be awake. And I was like, somebody get me a coffee. The lady comes by with this little upside down dunce cap with freaking water in it. I'm like, oh, that's not coffee, that's water. Heat that up, filter some beans through it, and hand it back to me. Yeah. Oh, when I had my wisdom teeth taken out, oh, that was funny. The dentist, oh, he was pissed at me. Oh, he gave me the laughing gas, and all that would do would make me smile. So then he said, screw it, knock this guy out. So they put the stuff on me, and I'm sitting there still giggling. And every time they touched me to yank a tooth or to sew it up, I'd wake up on them. I woke up 8 times during surgery for my wisdom teeth. I had all four of them pulled. I woke up 8 times, and this guy was pissed. Says, I gave you enough to knock a horse over. You should not be. You should be out cold. We should have had to carry you to the way to the like the resting room. It says, no, I was cool. They gave me my shoes. They turned my chair and they helped me stand up, out of the chair, make sure I'm not going to fall over. And I walked to the resting room. And then I was like, they untied my shoes, the bastards. So I had to retie my shoes. By the time I get done tying my shoes, they said, yeah, you can come with us. So I stand up and I go and I sign my credit card list for the surgery being done, and pay for that. And they give me these muscle relaxers and painkillers. And I went home to my parents' home. And as soon as I got there, mom's like, "Oh, how you doing?" I was, I'm fine. It's no big deal." So I went downstairs, like they had a rancher. I went downstairs, and immediately I just grabbed the guitar and I started, messing around with it. And mom's like, "Wow, so your brother had one tooth taken out, and he was out he was done." Then when he had his wisdom teeth taken out, he was done for like an entire week. He couldn't do nothing. And you're sitting there playing guitar. Well, I feel fine. So then, as soon as I went to grab those uh, the painkiller and the muscle relaxer, my mom gave me a bowl of uh, cream of mushroom soup. I had about two spoons of it, and then all of a sudden, everything just hit me, and my body relaxed enough to mellow out. And as soon as that happened, face plant right into the soup, made a mess. My mom had to grab the back of my hair. I had longer hair back then. She grabbed the back of my hair. She yanks my face out of the soup. So this way here, they don't have to sign a death certificate, death by Campbell's. So she goes, "You better go lay it down," after she cleaned my face up. So I went and laid down. I was out like a light for about 2 hours, and I wake back up again. I need a coffee. But so Lee, how did you like? Or did you like the video I suggested? While I wait for your answer, I'm going to go get myself another coffee. 'Cause I drink more coffee than a barista can pour. And right now, I'm empty. Uh, that's what I like about having a long cord. And I'm not bragging, but the cord on my headset is about 10 feet long, and it reaches the place where I go to fill my coffee cup. So, oh, you like that video, eh? Yeah. Even to this day, like that happened over 20 years ago. Even to this day, that's probably one of the safest neighborhoods in the city that I live in. Yeah, they don't mess with me. But it was funny the look on his face when I went, and I thought about that just that fast. Yeah. I think back to that day, and I'm still laughing about it because like I only bought that outfit. I only bought that werewolf costume to like scare my goddaughter and her friends in the haunted house. But the thing about it is, when we got to the haunted house, I had one 14-year-old girl on this arm holding it down. I had one 14-year-old girl on this arm holding it down. I couldn't do nothing. So I never got to do what I wanted to do. So yeah, that kind of screwed that up. But at least I got the burglar. But that was funny. Oh my god, the look on this guy's face. It just all the color come out of his face. Just he went white as a ghost. Scared the shit right out of him, and you could smell it. He shit himself right there on the spot. I'm surprised he had the strength to jump backwards like he did. Yeah. I laughed. Yeah. And then I get pulled over by a cop on the way home, and he's like, "You have any idea why I pulled you over?" Like the stupid questions they always ask, eh? Like, really? I look at the time and I look back at the cop and I says, checking to see if I'm up past my bedtime. I've gotten away with saying so many dumb things to cops. It's not funny. Like I walked into a coffee shop seeing a bunch of them sitting there at a table drinking coffee with a box of donuts on the fucking table. I look over at them and went, "Union meeting?" And they just look up at me. They're like, "Yeah." All right. I vote against. But and another time, I was on my way home from the Tim Hortons. My mom gave me a. If you don't know what Tim Hortons is, it's a donut shop. It's a coffee shop, donut shop, and they had these coupons. Okay, for a six pack of donuts for like $2 or $3 or something like that. It was a good deal as long as you bought a cup of coffee. So I was like, like my mom gives me these coupons, and I was like, you should never give a fat guy coupons for donuts. And she's like, why is that? And I said, because he's going to use them. You know, you're not helping his weight problem. So I end up using them. I go and get my donuts and get my coffee. And I'm on my way back, and because I don't drive anymore, I'm walking home. And all of a sudden, this cop come out of nowhere. Like he must have smelled them or something like that. He come flying out of nowhere, cut me off, and he's got the lights just a going. I'm thinking, somebody did something bad around here. He gets out of his car and where you coming from? I got a box of donuts in one hand and I got a coffee in the other hand. I just did one of these, look back and forth against the two of them. And I went, I'm coming home from the police academy. I was just at Donut 101. I've got homework to do. He goes, get the fuck out of here. He took off. Yeah. But another time I got smart with a cop and got away with it. I used to work at this city or little town. It's about 6 hour drive up north. Um, Little town called Owen Sound. And when I was up there, my car transmission, the clutch burned out on it. So I had to get it fixed. And I couldn't drive it home because it wouldn't drive. I basically had it towed to the transmission shop. And I was like, well, like I need my clutch repaired. Everything else in the car was working. I just need the clutch repaired. So they said, well, it's going to be about a week. I was like, a week? That sucked. So my boss at the time lent me a car to use to get back and forth to work and to do my job because I was a salesperson. So I'm driving his little freaking VW Rabbit. Yeah, I'm going through I'm doing the deliveries and stuff like that and selling shit. And then all of a sudden at the end of the week, my car's ready. So I'm like, cool, because I hated that little VW Rabbit. So I sent it back with this one guy, and then I went and picked up my car. And when I picked up my car, I had to give like in order to get possession back of my car, I had to give him like $735 in change. And you want to talk about an ouch? That was an ouch. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, here's the money, 735, whatever. I need my car. I need to get home. So I get in my car and I'm driving home, and this other guy at the shop, the place that I was working at, he says, "I'll show you a faster way home." I'm like, "Okay, that sounds good. Quicker route be a better idea." Well, I didn't realize that the quicker route meant he was going to drive like an idiot. So here I am. I'm following him because I haven't taken this route before, and it's like nighttime and it's starting to rain. So I got the windshield wipers going, and it starts to get dark. So I turn the lights on, and I'm like, I should have brighter lights than this. So I was like, oh well, take a look at it when I get home. Nothing I can do about it now. So we're driving along, and we're doing a buck five in an 80. We're doing 105 kilometers an hour in an 80. And all of a sudden, this OPP, Ontario Provincial Police, comes cruising along. All of a sudden, lights up their lights, pulls me over. I'm like, oh shit. Because I looked down at my speedometer right as soon as I saw him, and I saw the lights go on. I looked down, and I was like, oh shit. I'm doing a buck five in an 80. I am screwed. I just spent all my money on getting this car fixed, and now I can't pay the fine. Great. This is just fantastic. So I pull over. He pulls in behind me, and he comes up, and he's this probably in his 50s OPP officer. And he asked me that stupid question. You have any idea why I pulled you over? I'm like, no. And he goes, the reason why I pulled you over is because you only got one headlight up front. I was like, oh, really? So last time I looked, there was two of them up there. And he's like, don't get smart with me, kid. I was only about 22. He goes, don't get smart with me, kid. Oh, RJ's here.
Hey, crazy kid, what's up,
Hey,
buddy?
I'm in the middle of a story here. Just give me a second.
All right.
So he says, don't get smart with me, kid. He says, I could have you in a boatload of trouble. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about you, but I don't know anybody who likes being pulled over by the police. Like I'm not one of them. So at least let me have a little bit of fun with it. This way here, I won't be on edge. You won't be on edge. We can get through this peacefully. And he's like, all right, whatever. He goes, what's the story about that? And I says, well, I just got my car back from Mr. Transmission. I paid $730 some odd dollars to get it repaired. And I said, everything was working before I brought it in there except for the clutch. I said, now all of a sudden, like, you're telling me that I only got one headlight working in front. And he's like, really? So I handed him the receipt. And he's looking it over. He goes, doesn't say anything here about headlights. So he gives me the receipt back. And he goes, well, get it fixed. I'm like, all right, no problem. And I'm getting ready to, go ahead. Hey, he goes, do you realize it's raining out? And I'm like, well, is that why I got to use those black things that do this, that go back and forth in front of me? And he starts chuckling because, he knows I caught him. And he goes, yeah. He goes, the reason why I'm asking is you're not using the one in the back. And I was sitting there flipping the switch to make it go. And I was like, that's not working either. And I said, neither is the defroster. I said, you know what the real problem is? Neither is the radio. And I've got a 6-hour drive home with no radio, man. That's going to be boring. So he starts laughing. He goes, get it all fixed. He turns to walk away. Then he stops himself. He comes back and goes, by the way, you realize how fast you were going? I looked at him. I knew I was doing a $1.05 in an 80. And I looked at him. I didn't crack a smile. I didn't blink an eye. I just looked at him. And I says, don't you dare tell me my speedometer's all fucked up too. This guy just looks at me and he goes, let me see that receipt again. I show him the receipt. And it was the same day. And he goes, get it fixed. Get out of here. So, yeah, I got back home, and I got everything all fixed up. I undid all the shit that they did to my car, except for the clutch. I fixed the headlight. Basically what they did was they unplugged a bunch of stuff, and they never plugged it back in. Why they had to unplug the wiper and the defroster in the back window when the transmission's in the front of the car is beyond me. Like, they just did a bunch of stuff that was stupid, and why they had to touch the stereos, totally stupid. But I go to work on Monday because we had a meeting before we take off to go to the shop. Before we drive the 6 hours to the shop, and he says, what happened to you on the way home? So I tell him the story. Instead of me being a regular salesman after that, he promoted me to manager because I talked my way out of that ticket. So I got a promotion for lipping off to a cop. That was funny, though. I thought it was funny. The guy that was the manager didn't think it was funny because he got fired.
My God.
Yeah. So what's new and exciting, Roger?
Nothing much. Nothing much.
I told you that my hamburger broke, eh?
Yeah, you told me that on my last stream I did.
Yeah, I stubbed my toe, dropped it. Shit. Well, let me tell you, those two little yellow freaking candies that were on it were the two most sour things I've ever put in my mouth.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You told me all that.
It was like, I'd rather
well, I'll tell you this much. There's been Ever since that video that Reality Check Files released Friday, there's been a lot of good discussion in his comment section. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, and I know I don't have to put too much in there to fire things up.
Woo!
You know, it's just like that old song. You know, the cat came back.
Yep.
And the thing about it is, the cat didn't learn his fucking lesson, so he's going to end up getting, having to eat a whole lot more crow again. So
if he keeps it up.
Yeah, but he's not smart enough to shut it down.
I know.
That's the thing. Like, oh yeah.
like I don't even know. I don't even know why he keeps referring to the Filipina P in his videos when she doesn't even say a word. I even said that in Reality's comment section. She doesn't talk about him. She doesn't bring. I mean, she doesn't even talk about you in her videos or me, even in a positive way. Nope. She doesn't talk about anybody. She just does her content.
Yep.
So why this guy?
Business.
What?
She minds her business. And
yes.
Her business is growing because of it.
Yeah. So why is this guy constantly talking the same stuff about her and all this? And it's only making.
I know why it is. Because he's a douchebag.
I mean, not just that. I mean, she's living rent free inside his head. Mm-hmm. It's obvious.
Oh yeah, like he's letting her live rent free inside her head,
and inside of his head. Yeah.
When it comes to the pee, she doesn't give a shit. She's saying, "Hey, fuck her, the pool needs fixing."
Speaking of the pool, I wonder when she's going to do another pool interview.
Hey, that session, or that set of sessions, that was coming. We knew that was coming on Patreon. We knew that was coming. And the thing about it is, she had all kinds of positive comments about it. And it was like, yeah, this is,
well,
you
have
the access, use it. You're in a beautiful country. It's a beautiful setting. Use it to your advantage.
Well, I tell you what,
that's how you succeed. You use things to your advantage.
Well, and I tell you, the YouTuber that I showed you, Ting the Ordinary Filipina. Yep. Have you noticed her videos have started taking off?
Honestly, I've noticed she's gotten a lot more views. I really haven't, unfortunately, I really haven't had a whole lot of time for time to just watch videos.
Yeah.
Like I'm constantly,
but thinking of my own
content and stuff like that. Plus,
I remember when she first started.
And she was just taping up against her freaking bathroom or bedroom door.
Yeah. And now, I mean, her audio's better. Same
thing with Rowena.
Yeah.
Her videos, you could tell at the beginning she was really, really nervous in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Now that camera is her best friend.
Yep. And it's all because of the advice you gave her.
Well, I just told her, I said, just treat that camera like it's your best friend and talk to it like it's your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll be more comfortable. You'll be more yourself. And the more yourself you are, the better your videos are going to be.
Yep. And so I think, I think that's what, and I think that's what a lot of people, not just Filipinos, but a lot of people need to remember.
Yeah.
Is when you're making content, don't try to be a P. Don't try to be a Rue Beauty. Don't try to be a Reality Check Files.
No.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, reality check files don't even show his face, and he still gets the views.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, as he's said many times before,
Pardon
his style of
me.
content works. So why change it?
Yep.
You
I
know,
think the
why
reason
go on live streams? He
I think the
he needs
reason why I
he
think the
needs
reason
to
why
he the way he does his content, he researches things and makes sure that he has the facts correct.
hmm
He can't do that on the fly.
and I think that's what gets to people like USA Always and Kiki and Jasmine and all them
And numbnuts.
and numbnuts because they can't trip him up and
Yeah.
it eats them up.
Yep. And he's another one that's living rent free in a whole lot of heads.
Yep. Yep. And I love it when they try to say that oh, he must have a crush on the P, or he must like the P, or him and the P are working together. Like it's laughable.
Yeah, I would bet $5 that he would like to meet the P.
Hmm
But I think that as far as it would ever, I think as far as it would go,
Yeah.
is like a dinner.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken,
hmm
in a couple of reality check files video, he mentioned that he was married.
Yeah.
So it would be like him, his wife, and P and Lucy out on
Yeah.
a business
Yeah.
dinner or a friendly dinner.
Well, yeah. And the thing is, what I don't get is why he like the last time that Numbnuts was on my channel, and he rated that girl Angel an 8, but yet the P is a 1 according to him.
Yeah.
And why should you rate girls anyway? It's immature.
Why should you publicly rate them?
Yeah.
Like you can rate somebody on your own scale in your own
Mm-hmm.
head
Mm-hmm.
and keep it to yourself and say,
Mm-hmm.
listen, if somebody asks me if I like this chick, I can say, well, she's really not my type, not my
Mm-hmm.
style,
Mm-hmm.
not what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, numbnuts, he's like, that fucking might. Are you goddamn kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be caught dead freaking standing in line behind her. Like the guy's just a douchebag.
Yeah, I mean, and to call P of all people a heapon. I mean, what? For one
Like
thing,
he
for
would be
one
nothing
thing,
but a mudsucker. People
for
throw
one thing,
everything in that thing away.
for one thing, that heapon, quote unquote, is more successful than he is.
Yeah. Like
You know?
what's his channel? 6,300 and falling.
Wow.
Whereas hers is 200 and 209,000 when he started freaking ripping on her,
Mm-hmm.
and it's climbing.
Yeah,
Like
I think that last time I checked, it was 2,000.
or 230,000.
Yeah, 222,000 last time I checked.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but still, like hers is on the rise, his is on the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And why? Because he's being caught and exposed for how much bullshit that comes out of his mouth. So, like if all that comes out of your mouth is 100% bullshit, people are going to stop watching. People are going to unsubscribe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the game works.
Yeah.
If you want people to subscribe, tell the truth.
Yep.
And he says, well, I am telling the truth. No, you're not. You have been caught and exposed
well, and when you're calling
time
people,
after time.
well, here's the thing: when you're calling
223,000 now.
Oh wow, 220. Dang.
Yep.
That just comes to show she has earned every single subscriber she has gotten.
Yep. Oh, and I gave her a suggestion yesterday that she absolutely loved.
Ooh.
Yep.
You want to share it?
Nope. No, it's whatever happens on Patreon stays on Patreon.
Oh, you okay, you did it on Patreon, okay.
Oh, he's at
Yeah,
18,
that's
18.8.
true.
But wasn't he at like freaking like 20 something when he first started ripping up the P?
Oh, ooh.
Yeah,
He's getting hurt.
His subscriber count is going down.
Mm.
But
Well, see, Michael, that's what happens when you talk crap about people unjustly,
yeah. And
and
the
you
thing
call
about it is
her a heap of.
success is paved by the road, or is paved by the. Okay, we'll talk to you later, Lee. Yeah, let me know how things are going on Raid with the clan battles. That starts at 5 o'clock in the morning, I think.
Ooh.
Success is paved with the material of failure. Okay, you have to fail
Mhm,
a bunch of times before you
mhm.
actually get success. And if you think about it,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
success doesn't have to be a monetary value.
No.
You could have success in a plethora of ways.
Oh
Like
yeah.
even for somebody with a visual challenge like yourself,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, if you were to stand up and show yourself for the show your outfit for the camera, you could say I successfully dressed myself.
Mm.
That's a success. You know, I successfully woke up. I'm
I
still on the
mean,
right side of the grass.
I mean, even to the Filipina P. I'm sure there were videos that she's done that weren't that successful at first when she first uploaded them.
Yeah,
I'm sure there were times when she first started YouTube where she thought, "What the hell am I doing?"
I'll bet that's what the first thought came through her head was. But when she saw the views that she got and the subscribers that she got, within 12 days she was monetized.
Damn.
12 days. Like 12 days she
Wow.
was on freaking Geo's channel. He did a
Mm-hmm.
live stream with her.
Mm-hmm.
She went on that on Geo's channel and went from I think it was 790 or
Mm-hmm.
775 or something like that
Mm-hmm.
subscribers to like 1100 like within
Dang.
that couple hours.
Wow.
She hit the monetization number because her
Dang.
videos, like she put out, I think it was 3 videos by that time. Her
Mm-hmm.
3 videos had thousands of views. Thousands.
Wow.
So
So that tells me that she knows what she's doing. That tells me she knows what she's doing.
yeah, but the thing about it is she methodically put things in motion so that um yeah, she worked on her channel. She worked on how her channel was going to be a couple years before the launch. Hey, Andy Street on the right side
Mm.
of the screen. Why is there someone's thumb moving back and forth with a face drawn on it? If you're not going to be respectful, then I'm gonna have you leave.
Who was that troll? Oh boy.
Hey, Jismar.
Jismar in the house. What's
A
up,
little
buddy?
banner. Yeah, a little banner um, is welcome, but that's a blatant insult, and I will not put up with anybody insulting my guests or anybody in the chat. If I see anything like that again, I'll throw your ass out.
Thank you. Appreciate it. That must have been one of Numbnuts people.
I don't know. His name is Andy Straight. Andy
Andy.
SC.
Oh. Oh. Well. Anyway, I wonder what P's video is going to be tomorrow.
Don't know. It's
Hopefully,
always a surprise, and it's always a welcome one. How you doing, Jismar? Did you enjoy your time in Thailand? Skip country for a few days, you know?
I liked when P went to Thailand. That was cool.
Hey, Miss Chai in the house. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Got a gang in here now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But everybody, this is RJ.
Yep. I'm RJ.
And, his
I'm
channel. Let me go and get his channel link for you, and I'll drop it down there.
Yep, y'all subscribe to my channel, and old crazy kid, he's been on my streams, and I figured I'd come on here and give him some support, give him some love. One of these days you're gonna have to buy a paid version of StreamYard, good buddy, so that I can stream you to my channel.
Piggyback.
Yeah. Piggyback, baby. Oh man.
Hey, we're both big fellas, and like I'm not giving anybody a piggyback with the way my back is.
You know
I'm
what
not
I
giving
mean.
anybody a piggyback ride. That fucking kill me. I'm better now. I've had a few. I've had a bunch of rough days there. Felt like my lungs were exploding. I was having such problems with migraines and stomach problems. I was just not in the spirits of what I should be to present myself on YouTube. So it's pretty hard to freaking be a fun guy, be a funny guy when you're in such pain. So yeah, I just like I'm gonna take a little hiatus and kind of repair myself from this.
Disconnected. Connecting to BAM 44.
Yeah, give RJ some
medium signal.
Some happy thumbs up and some happy bells, and give him a couple little whistles too.
Oh my goodness. But who was it that It's Wing visited? I think you said it was Roger and Ismai, and then her channel just started blowing up.
I don't
was
know.
It then?
Oh, you're frozen. Now you're the one with the freezing problems.
This is ridiculous.
Connecting to BAM 44. Not connected to network. Disconnected.
Now you know how I felt like freaking a few months ago before UPS delivered this finally delivered this machine. You know what the funny part is? You know what the funny part about it is?
What?
I got this machine, and I have YouTube for my video up on this machine, StreamYard running, and my Google Mailbox just on this machine. I've got my other machine sitting over there, and I've got the stream running on my big television so I can read the comments.
Hey guys and gals.
Okay?
StreamYard,
I've got them both running. And I've got clean video.
Wow.
That just goes to show you.
See, and that's the thing.
Yeah, what what the difference was. Mike and Janet.
Yeah.
No, Mike and Janet.
Mike and Janet, yes.
Their channel's always been huge. Mike and Janet have Mike's retirement. Mike's Philippines.
Yeah, I like that guy.
I think the one
I
that
really
you're
like
talking
that
about
guy.
was when she went to that bed and breakfast, and she was invited in where that couple had that those few rooms, and she was taking a tour of the place. I think that's the couple you're talking about. Their channel, it was doing it had a few followers, but after she got through there, yeah, it was like kaboom.
You know, it kind of
Wang,
makes me
she's got
wonder
like
if
over 4,000. I think she's got over 4,000 subscribers now.
I know, but
And
like,
her videos
wouldn't
are
it be
getting
cool if
hundreds,
even
hundreds,
Mike and
hundreds of
Janet, if
views.
they
She's
met
doing
the P?
fantastic. She's doing fantastic. I couldn't be more proud of her.
She is. She really is. And raising 4 boys to boot. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Plus working in a hospital.
I mean, she's
like, you got
only
your
thing
shit
I can
together.
say is Only thing I can say is Numbnuts better keep his claws away from her.
Well, he won't, because he's a sexist and a freaking idiot.
He's a bigot. He's a bigot.
Well,
and
he's a fucking idiot.
I really think that the problem with MYK Philippine Journey could be solved if P would strike his channel for all the stuff he's done.
Like what really I would do is I would get together with Rebuty, who's the other one there? There's Rebuty,
P.
Yeah, but if P got together with Rebuty and who's the other one?
Rike's Life Beyond the Sea, because
Rike,
because he's went after him.
Yeah, Rike. Well, he basically called Rike a pedophile.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Which Rike could sue him.
Because the guy got a woman to love him and respect him that just happened to be, like, so much younger than him. Big deal.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Like, if you're that fucking jealous, like, freaking put the bullet in your freaking mouth.
Yeah, like, dude. Well, and here's the thing, because they're both from the U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, but see, that's his thing. He thinks that nobody's going to sue him or anything, so he does it.
Yeah. But if he were to get together with all the people that he's basically insulted.
Mm-hmm.
Messenger Amy sent a voice message.
Messenger Amy then what would happen if all them people were to put copyright strikes on Numbnuts' channel, they would take it down right away, and they would not let him freaking have it back. Because if you have, like, what is there, 7 or 8 channels that he's basically just run his mouth off about in a negative way. And if they were all to say, hey, I want to put a copyright strike on him for this material that he's used of mine, then YouTube would say, well, it only takes 3, and now we have 7. Say goodbye, Mike.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Fucking piece of shit.
Connecting to BAM 44. Connected to BAM 44. Medium signal.
Yeah, if Wang is still, or if Rowena is still in the chat, I don't want to sound like I'm telling her what to do, but I would strongly suggest, if you're sub to Numbnuts' channel, Mike Philippine Journey's channel, take a look at his content and ask yourself, is this the kind of person that you want to lend your support to? And
Mm-hmm.
if the answer is no,
I mean,
I'm
he
saying
went
no.
after. Yeah, he went after me.
Yeah.
When a blind man.
Yeah.
You know,
But
what
the
do you
stupid part
do?
about it is
What
the
the?
way he went after you. He went after you with
Yeah.
visuals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously? That's like going after a deaf man with a song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the guy is so ridiculously dumb and ignorantly dumb that
Because he
that's the
chooses to
level
be
that he
ignorant.
chooses to throw his weight around at. And believe me, I've seen pictures of that fat ass in the fucking pool, and let me tell you, that's a lot of fucking weight. Or I should say, that's a lot of whale or weight.
And then he tried to.
Not connected to network.
Oh my
Disconnected.
Hey, you want to catch
God!
that again? We missed it. It paused.
I know. It's our internet fucking up again. He keep the last time he was on my show, he says, "Oh, well, the Filipina P lets her viewers trash me in her comment section, and she doesn't do anything about it."
Yeah,
Well,
I highly doubt that, Caboose.
yeah,
No, Caboose says maybe he's friends with Brendan Fraser.
dumbass.
Highly doubt that. Brendan Fraser is a much nicer person.
Yeah, but I mean, I just wish that because and just like I said in Reality Check Files comment section, P by not striking his channel is showing him mercy.
Yeah, and
She is
that's the
showing
thing
him
about P
mercy.
is she is a mercy. She is the queen of mercy. Like, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter. It doesn't matter what you do. She's gonna say, God will take care of you, and
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to answer to Him, not me.
Yep. Well, it's just like when I made that mistake, and I said, "Oh, I think P's in my live stream," and she wasn't, and I'm giving this as an example.
Yeah,
She came to me and she said, "RJ, I was not there. And I've told you a million times, I don't go on live streams."
yeah,
And I felt bad. I felt horrible. And I wrote her back and I said, "How can I make this right?" And she replied to me and she goes, I'm going to tell you how you can make it right. Go on your channel and set the record straight.
yep.
And that's exactly what I did. And we've been good ever since.
Yeah.
Because she told me what the problem was. She told me how I could fix the problem, and I fixed the problem.
Yeah. But there's a reason why
And
she doesn't
that
like
was
going on live
mercy.
stream.
See, she didn't have to.
There's a reason why she doesn't like going on live streams. Because live streams are instantaneous.
Mm-hmm.
P likes to make sure she's got all her ducks in a row. And doing things on the instantaneous, you're never prepared
Mm-hmm.
enough to have all your ducks in a row.
Mm.
Just like Reality Check Files. Another one. He prefers to have all his
Yeah.
ducks in his row before he opens his mouth. Make sure that he has
Yep.
all the information. All the information is backed up and ready to frickin' say, here's where I found it.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the resource material that I found this, what I'm saying. P is exactly the same way. Okay.
Well, the reason why I brought that up was to show P's mercy.
Yeah.
Is that she, you know, Because she could have said, you know what, RJ, fuck you. Don't ever come to my channel again.
Yep.
You know, she could have blocked me.
That's not in her nature to say anything.
Well, I know. I know, but do you get what I'm saying? She could
Yeah.
have blocked me from her channel. She
Yep.
could have made videos trashing me. She could have done all that, but she didn't. And that's why it just astonishes me that here she is showing Mike's Philippine journey, MYK's Philippine journey, mercy
Yeah.
by not striking down his content, you know, saying all this stuff about her. And
I'd be
yet
all
I'm
over
like,
I'd be all
wow.
over his channel with a friggin', with a black magic marker.
I mean, but I mean, that's just the kind of person we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And if you want to call that weakness, call it weakness. But I think
I call
she's
it
stronger
strength.
than a lot of these so-called men.
Oh yeah.
All these so-called men that call themselves men and are not, but are just a bunch of bullies.
Yep.
That's all MYK Philippine journey is a bully.
Yep.
That's all he does is go around the internet bullying people.
Yeah. But you know how you beat a bully? You put it back in his face.
God.
Connecting to BAM 44.
In the name of Jesus, quit messing with my internet.
BAM 44.
I'm sorry. But you know how you freaking beat a bully? You put it back in his face.
How?
You put it right back in his face. He sticks his freaking foot in his mouth. You just give it a nudge and throw it all the way up to the hip. Bypass the ankle, let the knee go through, all the way to the hip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lick your own balls, fucker.
Well, he calls the Filipina Pia a heapon. So
He's a suckerfish. Nobody eats that shit.
That heapon.
He's a suckerfish. Nobody wants to eat that shit.
Well, that so-called heapon is more successful than he is.
We got a fish around here. It's called the sheephead. Basically, it'll freaking it bites like a freaking bass. Okay, it'll nibble at your bait like a bass. And then it'll hit it like a ton, like it's a pickerel, okay, or a walleye, and it'll dive. Okay, so you're sitting there, you're fighting this thing, oh man, I got a big one. You pull it up, and here's this white shithead. I call him a shithead because 9 times out of 10 they'll fucking swallow the hook. And you're like, son of a bitch, those things aren't good for you. Quit swallowing them things. And then you go to throw them back, and you know they're not going to live because you just pulled out half their guts through their mouth. So you end up throwing them back, and you're basically just making bait for the next fish to come along and nibble at. But yeah, he's like a sheephead. Nobody wants that shit.
Yeah.
And you ask any fisherman in our area about sheephead, they'll go, "What do you want to know about a shithead?" Caught my fair share of that thing. Just throw them fucking things back.
Yeah, of course. Pull their
guts out through their nose and freaking send them back. Because they eat the hook. Like, I don't know what it is about the hook. They eat the fucking hook, and it's like, you got to quit eating these things. They're not very good for you,
Well, it just, but the thing that amazes me is Numbnuts has not. There's one person Numbnuts hasn't went after. One person.
Can't imagine.
You know who that is? Lucy. One person that he has not gone after. He hasn't gone after Lucy.
That's because
I think
he doesn't watch enough of P's videos to actually catch Lucy on video. Lucy has only been on video a few times, and in those few times, it's always been it's either been the Christmas
Mm.
video. She was on the
Mm-hmm.
Oppo Island video.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember what other video that she was on. But she's only
Mm-hmm.
been on a few videos, so Mike would have to really, really freaking dig in order to find videos of her. But yeah, if he went after her, oh yeah, I think P would take the gloves off and hit him with libel, slander, freaking copyright,
Mm.
freaking throw the entire damn book at him. Basically say, all right, Gracie, go get him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it
Well, and
like
he's
make it look like I'm on my monthly and go after him.
well. You know what though? He's even went after Gracie.
Yeah, which is stupid. Which is really fucking stupid. The last person I would fucking say anything like horrible about is Gracie. Because she would have you in two different cases. One,
Mm.
slandering a Filipino in the Philippines, which is illegal,
Mm-hmm.
punishable by
Mm-hmm.
prison time, and she could sue
And a
you.
fine, or
Yeah, she could sue you civilly. And then secondly, she could have your ass in freaking lot of trouble for um, uh, male chauvinism,
mm-hmm.
for sexism. Shit, oh man,
Yeah, that video P gets lawyer after lying to men. What is she lying to men? What is she lying to men about exactly,
yeah.
Michael?
See, I haven't seen enough of Numbnuts' freaking videos. I just can't stomach the guy, so I can't watch any more than like 5 minutes of him fucking spewing his toxic waste all over the place. So like I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what his videos are all about, but all I know is like as soon as
Mm-hmm.
the guy opens his fucking mouth, a lie is about to fall out, and you damn well know
Yep.
that like if he were to have a post, if he was up on a poster, people would think he was running for president.
God,
He could
I
be
don't know
missing.
anyone.
He could be
I
missing.
don't know.
And somebody put his face up on a poster. Everybody think he's fucking running for presidency.
I
Because he
don't
lies
know
so
of
much.
anybody that would vote. I don't know of anyone that would vote for him if they were, unless they were in the loony bin.
How many people voted for Trump knowing full well that every freaking other word comes out of his mouth is a damn lie?
Well, at least Trump had more class than numbnuts.
He had more money is what he had. Neither one of them have class. And I doubt either one of them passed one.
Oh.
Like, seriously.
But to go after the P though, like
To go after one of the nicest people on YouTube.
exactly. I tell you what, these Italian YouTubers that I follow on YouTube, if he tried going after them and clipping their content, because see, in Italy, it is illegal to clip someone's content. There is no fair use or fair dealing in Italy. So numbnuts.
If Numbnuts was to go after those guys in Italy, you know what would happen. Hey, Enrico, I got a job for you. Get Carlos and buddies. Go on down there to Florida. Make him a basement. The Godfather demands it.
Yep. And that's one thing you don't want to do is piss off an Italian.
No.
Mm-mm.
The worst ones you don't want to piss off is the First Nations.
Mm.
First Nations, Native Americans. I don't care what you call them. The
Yeah.
ones who were here
Mm.
before Christopher Columbus. Okay, the
Mm-hmm,
ones that were
mm-hmm,
managing the buffalo population before it became a sport. Those ones. You
mm-hmm.
don't want to piss those ones off.
Yep. Mm-mm. You do. I
Those ones,
have a
they
friend
don't
that's
come at you one at
Irish.
a time. You will see them coming
Uh-uh.
because there's going to be a cloud of frickin' dust behind them because there's going to be thousands of them.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to hear them coming because they're going to be screaming all the way to you.
Yep.
And the thing about it is, you may be able to run fast scared, but you can't run long as they can.
Mm-mm. Especially the Seminoles. The Seminoles.
Ooh.
And I'm not talking about the football team neither.
Mm-mm.
I'm talking about the Seminole Indians.
Yeah.
Because we have a Seminole reservation where I live. And I went to school with some of them because they would go to the same public school as I did. And whew, you do not want to piss off a Seminole. You do not want to piss off a Seminole.
Yeah, you see, up here
They
we got
are.
Tecumsehs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tecumseh Indians.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the Tecumseh Indians, they're still waiting for the War of 1812 to fucking start up again. Okay. They're ready for it. They're constantly on their heels for it.
Uh-huh.
So imagine, somebody who's already kicked up, ready to go at the drop of a hat. Hey, let's do it. Let's do it to it. Don't piss that person off. Especially, you remember when I was telling you about the video that there was, don't anger a Canadian in war.
Mm-hmm.
Because we get ruthless.
Yep. I remember.
We get more ruthless than the laws, than the rules of war allow. Like we probably had more rules of war written because of what we did in war than any other country on the planet. Hey Joyce, if you type 949 in the chat, you'll my Nightbot will drop your link for you. So just give it a shot. 949. Enter. But yeah, like when I watched that video, I was at one point I was like, oh my god, that's devastating. But at the RJ's internet crashed out on him. But at one point I was devastated. Like that's devastating. What the Canadian forces were doing. But at the second, on the other side of my mind, I was pissing myself laughing because I'm sitting there like, damn, that's pretty inventive. That's pretty cool. Like, hey, win the war by any means necessary. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Needs to be done. So Joyce, where are you coming from? I gather it's the Philippines. No. Oh, here comes RJ.
I'm back.
Yep.
I wanted to jump out and jump back in to see if it would work because it keeps
clean it up.
going in and out. Yeah. For some reason, it keeps going in and out. We're supposed to update it, and we haven't updated because they wanted to give us a new modem, a new router, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I upgraded my internet about 2 years ago. Well, actually about a year and a half ago, and I got 1 gig down and 30 megabytes up. So my download speed, there is no reason I should have been, lagging out like I was. My upload speed, I should have not been lagging out the way that I was. It was everything to do
And,
with all the updates and system demands that StreamYards,
mm,
Google, YouTube had all placed onto their services all at once.
mm-hmm.
And, it just basically made my computer, you know, literally an anchor. But like I said, I still use it over on my
You,
big TV to put so I can watch the
you know
comments.
what? I'm surprised. I'm surprised that P is able to upload a YouTube video with her internet speed. And she's
Um,
even mentioned in her videos
yeah, you see, something
that
like
her
that.
internet's
What you do is you set it up to upload during the night when you're sleeping.
mm,
Nobody else is online when you're sleeping. Like the traffic is so much lower, so there's not as much
mm-hmm,
being used. So that's when you upload. Okay,
mm,
that's when you fire it up and you schedule it. You can schedule
mm-hmm,
your videos to show up whenever you want. So she just schedules it all to
mm-hmm,
show up Tuesday at 8, Friday at 8, Tuesday at 8, Friday at 8, and just basically back and
mm-hmm,
forth. So
mm,
when she's uploading, she's uploading and she's probably going to fucking bed. So this way here the video gets uploaded and she doesn't have to wait around for it. She can just wake up in the morning. Oh, it's done. Click.
And she even says she doesn't get many hours of sleep because she's replying to comments,
Yeah.
checking comment.
Oh, when you get
But
freaking 300 comments in an hour,
mm,
or even 1,000 comments in an hour, and then it's not just there. Okay, she'll get messages on Patreon. Okay,
mm-hmm,
directly from the people watching her videos. Okay,
mm-hmm,
so she's got her video comments to deal with, and then she
mm-hmm,
goes through all her her comments on her Patreon videos and Patreon
mm-hmm,
uploads, and then she has all her freaking messages aside from that, and
mm-hmm,
like for the amount of conversation I've had with her back and forth on Patreon Messenger,
mm-hmm.
I am surprised that she has gotten back to me as quickly as she has. I'm thrilled that she has, but with all that she
My
has to
God.
deal with, I'm surprised that she gets back to me as fast as she does. But when the last time we
Mm.
met there, it was like, hey, I got an idea. And I told her about it. And I was like, yeah, maybe I ought to think about this. And she goes, oh, that's a wonderful idea.
But
I
I
just hope
just,
I
you
just hope
know,
that it works
mm,
and that um it doesn't take too much. But
yeah.
if it does work, then you're gonna see
Mm,
a totally different you're gonna see something totally different in her content.
mm. Wow. Well, I'm going to hear something totally different in her content. I can't see, but
Well, yeah, yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard for you. But so I may as well just tell you. Um she
uh-huh.
might like what might happen is
Mm-hmm.
she might get better response for people to
Mm-hmm.
interview. Okay, because I had suggested that uh, maybe you should, you know, I was like, have you ever thought about creating a business card with your logo and your channel name, and then use your channel as your address and your Patreon as your phone number? Instead of putting your address and your phone number, put your channel name and your Patreon page as your contact info. And then when you go to interview somebody, so you hand them the card and you say, I'm Filipina P from the Filipina P show. I was wondering if you would like to be interviewed about a certain topic, and hand them a business card. By handing them that business card, it shows one thing that she is serious about her channel. She is more professional about her channel. And the person that she's going to be interviewing is going to feel that, okay, this person is a professional. This person is, like means what they do, means what they say, and they're proud of their channel. And she was like, I like it. I like the idea. She goes, I'm
Well,
gonna work with
there are
Lucy.
sites that can. There are actual sites that she can have business cards printed, aren't there?
Yep, yep. But like
Like,
she's gonna work with Lucy on it and see if it's not gonna cost too much. But still in all, like by handing somebody, like if you're out doing interviews, by handing somebody a business card with your channel name on it, I believe would ease, because like anybody can sit there with a camera and a microphone and go, "Hey, can I interview you?"
mhm.
You know, and then the other person would be like, "Who the fuck is this bozo?" Okay, but if you get handed a business card, say,
Mhm.
"Listen, I am so and so from the Filipina P channel. I'm Filipina P from the Filipina
Mhm.
P channel." Hand them the
Mhm.
business card and say, "Hey, I'm doing a video on this. Would you be willing to be interviewed on camera?" With her professionalism, with her business mind, and
Mhm.
her polite, genuine, polite, and genuine, honest nature, the value of her interview subjects, I think, will rise. Because people are going to see that she's taking this more seriously than just some lunatic with a camera and a freaking microphone.
Connected to BAM 44. Strong signal.
Hey, can you entertain the folks for a bit? I need to go for a smoke. It's been like over an hour and a half.
Well, with my internet connection the way it is right now, I'm not sure it can withstand. I'm gonna go ahead and drop off, Crazy Kid.
Okay.
Thank you for having me on, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for coming up. Thanks for the chit chat.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Have yourself a good night. Oh, so we got a bunch of people in here. Oh, 10 likes. Nice. 5 people watching. Give yourselves a shout out. Type in 949 for the Nightbot to drop your links. Let's see who's all in here. Says 5 people are watching. Caboose. Yeah, dude, I'm just gonna jump out for a real quick smoke. I'll be right back. And then we'll get back into business. I'm back. Oh, I need to have a cigarette. Yeah, I need one bad. Oh yeah. Um, yeah. While I was out there, I was thinking about this guy downstairs. He's got this. He had this rat trap outside, and I was outside having a smoke one time. I'm looking down at where this thing crawling along the fence, and he had the rat trap by the fence. And I look, I come back inside, and I got my flashlight, and I shine the flashlight on it. Fucking skunk. I was like, oh man, if that thing gets caught in the trap, it's gonna freaking spray everything. And all the potheads in the neighborhood are gonna be like, where do I get that stuff? So I I couldn't I couldn't help it. I was hoping he was gonna get a skunk in there. I think it would have been funny. Yep. But earlier today I was cutting an onion. It reminded me of a story. Um, back when I was a teenager, I was learning how to cook. I got a job, and then 2 weeks later they said, we're promoting you to cook. And I was like, oh really? That fast, huh? So I had to learn how to do all the back kitchen stuff, and how to do all the cooking stuff. And so prep kitchen was some of the things that I had to do. And to get in the prep kitchen from the restaurant area, you had to walk through these double doors. You had to turn right a little bit and then walk through this little hallway. On the left hand side, there'd be like the main kitchen area where you finish the plates. There'd be like the dishwasher area over here. Then you go up a little ways, and you got to jot around the takeout wall. Well, and then there was this great big prep kitchen area. It had the convection oven, it had the burners, it had the meat slicer, the mixer. It had everything in it. Walk-in freezers, and everything. Well, uh, this one guy who I went to school with, his name was Rob Tellier. He was one of them kind of guys that thought he knew everything, thought he was all that in a bag of chips. Well, he's like, you know what? I think I figured it out. I was like, oh yeah, what's that? And he's like, I think I figured out how to cut onions, how to do onions, no tears. So I was like, I may need to know this. So we'll work on this together, but I want to see how you're going to do this, but don't start without me. The key thing there was don't start without me. He goes, what I need you to do, he's telling me, because what I need you to do is I need you to prep me up a bag of onions so we can get this done. So I was like, all right. So I went back there, chopped the heads and tails off a bunch of onions, peeled them up, threw all the stuff that we didn't use away, and I got all these onions laying out on this freaking on these cookie sheets, getting ready to slice them up and dice them up for the different things that we need them for. So I tell him, I says, I got to go take care of the bathrooms. Just give them a quick look over, quick click. I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Don't start without me. Yep. Okay. So I get done doing all the stuff in the bathrooms. Like, wash my hands, nice and neat with all the sanitary stuff. And I come back through the double doors, and I'm, kind of making my way back to the back kitchen. I turn around the final turn where the takeout area was, and I take a look at this fool, and I drop to my knees. I'm laughing so hard. I am laughing so hard. The only thing you can hear in the entire restaurant is my ass laughing, me cutting a gut. The manager, who is behind 3 different closed doors, sitting there like, what the hell's going on here? Come running into the back kitchen, find out what the hell was so funny. She's turning around the takeout container or takeout area. She sees me laying on the floor, just losing my shit laughing. And then she looks over, and there's Rob Tellier slicing onions with the meat slicer. And every time he crossed those onions against the blade, that juice just went straight up here like this and just sprayed him every single time. He's got tears running out of his eyes. I've got tears running out of my eyes. I'm in pain, laughing so hard. Freaking, there's the smell of freaking onions all over the place. Like, it took us over a month to get rid of the smell. We had to grind down the freaking butcher block table that we worked on just to get the smell out. And then so he ended up going home like that, early that day. I ended up having to finish his shift. Friggin' it took 3 days at school. Because every time I saw him, I start laughing all over again. Everybody's like, "Why are you laughing at Rob all the time?" So I'd tell him, and it took 3 days. And I didn't mean for this to happen, but I thought it was kind of funny. 3 days later, he quit his job, quit school, and moved out of the province. He freaking booked it. He was gone on the other side of the country. I'm freaking using a meat slicer to cut onions. What an idiot. I couldn't believe it when he was doing it. I was like, that's gonna help. Not. But since then, I have learned, like, I got another job in a kitchen, and I learned from a qualified chef how to do it. And it's simple. And I've been doing it that way ever since. Never had any problems. You just got to make sure that you have two things: a good sharp knife, and you keep your fingers out of the way of the blade. And that's it. It's simple as that. But, what do we got? 3 people still watching? My StreamYard says 4, 3. YouTube says 3. But I think I'm gonna shut this down. It's been where's the hours? It's been an hour and 40 minutes. So yeah, I think we're gonna close this up. Oh, you're still here? Yeah, I think we're gonna close this up and call it a night. And hope everybody has a great night. Just remember, everybody, peace, love, and harmony. Peace, love, and happiness to everybody. Um, enjoy your life, and create that happiness. Have yourself a great night, everybody.